Hello my beautiful people and welcome to my channel. Wow, I just called you guys my beautiful people. Love that. Might have to make that my new go-to starting my video. Hello my beautiful people. So today's video I'm gonna be doing a review of books that I've read recently, and all the books that I read, it's just for fun. I don't do any like reading for school anymore because I'm not in school. So I really just read books for fun, and I love reading. I really do love reading, but for me, I need to be into a book or have it be like an easy read in order to get through it. I tried reading a book that was kind of a more difficult read and the storyline wasn't fantastic and I did not finish it. So a lot of these books are kind of like easy reads or something that's really intriguing, and that's the type of book that I like to read. I don't necessarily have a specific genre that I go for. My favorite genre would be historical fiction, but then it has to be like a really good one. Like for me, The Kite Runner is one of my favorite books. I don't know if you guys have read that, but I absolutely adore that book and it actually touched my entire heart to this day. So yeah, I'm just gonna be going through all the books that I read in the past month or so and giving it a rating and talking about kind of what it's about. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and I hope that inspires you all to get on your little free time reading, because it's great for your brain and it just like, I don't know, it just takes you away from the world for a second, makes things a little bit lighter and puts you into a different world, a different story. So reading is truly beautiful and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Alright, so this book doesn't have a cover, but you can see here it's called The Therapist and it is by B.A. Paris. My friend Kaylee gave me this book and I read it very quickly. It was a very easy read and it's a murder mystery type of book. I did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite book ever or anything like that, but I did enjoy it and I would have to give it probably like a 6 out of 10. It was like an easy read, so I liked that about it. I also thought the story was interesting. I thought the climax could have been a little bit juicier, to be honest. Basically, it's about this woman who moves into a house and she finds out that some spooky things happen in that house and those spooky things could possibly occur again. So yes, it's good and it's based in London, which I thought was cool because it was like UK vibes. I don't know. It was like definitely more of a girly book. It was a lot of strong female characters, so I really like that about it as well. So I would say go ahead and give this book a read if you're looking for something light and easy. It is a murder mystery, but it's not like scary or anything like that. Like it's very lighthearted murder mystery, I guess. I don't know. If you guys disagree, let me know. But yeah, so this is The Therapist by B.A. Paris, and I would give it a 6 out of 10. So the next book is Daisy Jones and the Six, and it is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I really like this book. It's on the New York Times bestseller list, so I knew it was gonna be good, or I knew that people enjoyed it. But at first I was reading it, it's about a band, and I was like, wow, is this a real band? So I googled it, and it's not a real band. And I was like, dang, because I kind of thought it was, which would be cool if it was. But it's written in an interview style, so like they're kind of interviewing all the members of the band, and they're all giving their own side of the story of like what happened. So it involves a lot of like drug abuse, a lot of relationships, a lot of just drama. It's a really good book. The main character, Daisy, is a wild child. So I really like this book for that reason. It was so like encapturing. I would have to give this book a 9 out of 10. Like I really enjoyed this book, and the way that it was written in the interview style was so, at first I was reading and I was like, this is weird, I don't like this, and then about 10 pages in I was like, this is so entertaining and I love the format. So I would definitely recommend this book to you guys. Daisy Jones and the Six. Born a Crime by Trevor Noah is the next book I read. This is actually the most recent book that I read, and it was fantastic. It was also a #1 New York Times bestseller. I think 3 out of the 4 books that I have today are New York Times bestsellers, which I always like. Like I feel like that's a good sign that a lot of other people liked it, so I do tend to go for books that say that on it. But I'm not saying that there aren't books out there that, or there are good books out there that don't have that. So I wouldn't solely look for New York Times bestseller, but I do usually enjoy those ones. So yes, Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. I'm sure you guys know Trevor Noah. He's a comedian. He's pretty famous. I'm not really into comedy. Like I don't like stand-up comedy. For some reason it makes me like really uncomfortable, which is like weird. I don't know, like it's supposed to make you laugh, but it makes me uncomfortable. So I don't know if that's just something about me. It could, I guess, but I really enjoyed this book as well. I would also give this, I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10 because it did take me a second to kind of get into it at the beginning. So, but once I got into it, I was into it. And it's written from his point of view. It really doesn't talk about his comedy career at all. It more talks about his like upbringing in South Africa. He was born during apartheid in, I don't know if you say apartheid or apartheid, but he lived there in South Africa during that time when it was illegal for a black and a white person to marry each other or to have any relations with each other. Black people lived in completely separate areas than white people, which is actually insane. But he was born, his mother was a African woman and she was black, and his father was from Europe, he was white, and he was not allowed to be seen with his mother or anything like that because it was illegal at the time. And basically, black people in South Africa at this time were mainly forced into like poverty because they couldn't have the same job opportunities, they couldn't have the same education opportunities and such. But his mom was a very powerful woman, and she made her way. She said, I don't care, I'm gonna get educated, I'm gonna have a job. And she said, if someone says you can't do something, then do it. And I really admire her about this book. So this book was written from his point of view, but it's a lot about his mother. And oh my gosh, the ending was crazy. I think I cried. It actually ended up not being that sad because, well, I can't really give it away, but I did cry. It was just an emotional book. So I really, really like this book. I would recommend it to anybody, especially I would recommend it to white people who want to know more what it's like to have trouble with your identity because of your race. So I really strongly recommend this book. But obviously it's just from his point of view, so there's a lot of people in South Africa who might have other points of view, and people did express that to me, and I totally understand that. This is just from his point of view, so you do have to realize that this is not the history of South Africa. This is what Trevor Noah went through while he lived there growing up. And then the last book I'm going to talk about is this book called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. My mom actually gave me this book for Christmas, and it's a #1 New York Times bestselling author. So the book wasn't, I guess, but she is a very popular author. I'm sure she's a very popular author. I'm sure you guys have read some of her books. This book I really enjoyed. I would give it an 8 out of 10 just because in some places like the writing wasn't like the most... It was just a little plain in some places, but it is about a relationship. It's a romance novel. It's about like old loves and present loves, and then it also involves having a baby, pregnancy, and it also talks about domestic abuse a lot. And it's actually, I feel like, a really encouraging book for women to like know your worth and know your worth in a situation if it is not a situation where you're getting what you deserve. The main character in the book is like a florist, which is kind of fun. I love flowers, so I really like that about this book. And I don't know, it's touching, and it talks a lot about like struggles with your family. She had some struggles with her family and her parents that like were kind of brought into her relationship as well. So I feel like it's really good for anybody who goes through things with their family, anybody who goes through things with a partner. I just feel like it's a really good book. I would say it would probably have more of a female fan base, but I would encourage either gender to read it. I don't really think that there's such thing as like a female book or a male book. I think that you can read either, and I think it's great to see from each other's point of view as well. So that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of a quick one, but I feel like doing quick videos can be nice because not everybody wants to sit down for 20 minutes and listen to me talk. So yes, these are the 4 books. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you get inspired to do some reading. This was a nonfiction. This is fiction, romance, drama, and then fiction, murder. Murder mystery. Please leave some book recommendations down below. I want to start reading again. I haven't read since I read the Trevor Noah book because I don't really have any other books right now. When I was back home, I used to borrow books from my friends a lot, but since I moved, I don't really know anybody who reads here that I can borrow books from. So I want to go to the library or Barnes & Noble and get some new ones to read for this upcoming month and hopefully film another one of these videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have read any of these books and what your opinion of them was as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.